keep their own jungle safe, see any wards that are coming in, but both teams kind of mirroring each other if you look on the mini-map, both heading towards the enemy team's blue buff here, and really want to control it.
See whether Yellowstar goes aggressive. He's looking towards Wicked is in that bush. Whether he's going to try and sneak in. Fnatic are ready and waiting to try and set a gank up. They want to see if anyone's going to try and sneak this ward into this Wraith area.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that the bush Wicked face-checked last
death
season?
bush.
Yeah, and then he kind of died and they ended up losing the game. But not this time. He learned.
Instead, Cyanide is going to check it. Gets that Demacia standard down. Snoopy is spotted. Just backs away from there. Fnatic going for a bit of an invade here, maybe just going to get some ward coverage down, or whether they want to go full for blue. While this is happening, they realize that all 5 members are there, and Crepo goes straight up and puts that ward down on the blue of his own.
And most importantly, he was spotted going over there, so they know there's going to be a ward on their own blue. And matter of fact, they decide to back away from EG's blue and just take their own jungle. So they invade. It scared Snoopy a little bit, but it also, if you look at it, it changed his jungle path. He wanted to start blue, but now he's starting towards red side, so they're obviously going to know a little bit better where he's going to go, especially with that ward on the blue buff. They'll know when he's going to be going to the top side of the map.
Yeah, more simply dictate the gank path that he will be taking. Soaz actually helping out quite a lot on see who actually takes that. Didn't quite catch it. Looked like it was Soaz that took the farm.
Sorry, Cyanide.
Cyanide, yeah. The Golems, meanwhile, they're going to get taken in the bottom lane. Crepo and Yellow Pete starting them off. It's going to be Yellowstar helping him Peke out on the Wolves there, and it looks like Yellowstar is going to be taking up position in the mid lane, so we're going to see a bit of lane swappage going on here. Froggen versus Yellowstar, the AD carry, I guess. N-Rated will come out and help him out there. We may see N-Rated actually roaming around the map a fair bit. He's going to be placing wards in the banana bush, and he's just going to keep vision on towards that red buff. I wonder if they're going to try and steal this blue buff. We've seen Cyanide coming across.
It looks like it's going to potentially happen because we do have Smite up on Cyanide, but as you can see on the mini-map, Snoopy's not having it. He's already going to be invading the enemy blue here and trying to steal that away. But remember, they are spotted by a ward here, but I don't think Fnatic's going to contest it.
No, they pinged it. They saw that he was going over there, and immediately they realized. Meanwhile, down the bottom lane, we do have Zera Peke going a little bit aggressive on towards Yellow Pete. We are going to see Yellowstar and Cyanide coming across. They've spotted them with the ward. We could see Cyanide slow across. Doesn't matter. Peke comes across instead. They're trying to go towards Snoopy. Have they got enough to slow him down? They've got nothing to interrupt him. He dashes away from this one. I think he's hit and run safety, and that's a blue steal.
I forget the bear being amazing, the boar's amazing, or sorry, the horse being amazing, the boar's amazing. And that was very well done. He obviously used that smite, was able to get out, and more importantly, he forced the flash out of Cyanide.
I thought we got away from the pauses for a moment. We didn't really have one for an OP Gambit, but no, it's back.
I thought you realized whenever you cast EG, it's going to have a pause.
Yeah, right, please.
Apparently it's just a little bit of a bug on Crepo's screen right now, but hopefully it should be fixed shortly.
Yeah, it looks like they are, well, they're kind of focused. I don't know whether they're back playing or not. They're all sat there and looking across. I can see the admin is stood behind him. I can see Brad's talking to EG, so it will be sorted out in just a moment. You can see that elegantly placed whiteboard between the screens. That's so they can't cover off. Looks like EG are back and ready to go. Actually, a lot of discussions going on between Froggen and Snoopy there, so it seems a little strange because they've just stole the blue buff, yet that looked pretty heated.
Yeah, it did. But Froggen, I mean, he's normally not really vocal to his team, but it's good to see him doing that. Crepo looks like he's just going to reconnect here, but I mean, we can kind of take stock of things. We're at 3 minutes in. We've had blue buff stolen away from Fnatic by Evil Geniuses, and this is with Cyanide actually going to Evil Geniuses blue and then backing out just to take his own. So he's so that one's obviously still available to be taken here. And also, you know, looking at how this game's going to develop in terms of early game, mid game, late game, I'd really have to say that both teams are really strong late game, but Evil Geniuses, they kind of want to get, I don't know, see, both teams want to make something happen early on, because you have Soaz on Lissandra, who's just going to be really strong in any kind of ganks that he's going to be going for, but both teams have relatively strong, you know, early, mids, and lates, but late game it's going to come down to, can Fnatic catch someone, and can they burst them in time before Evil Geniuses gets that engage?
Well, we'll soon find out. We're just waiting to get them back into it. Crepo was rejoining. He was. He's just quit. He's rage quit. Crepo is not even, he's even at the SCSs, he's hidden by Yellow Pete. I can't see him there. It does look like they are reconnected, so we can hear the sound. Looks like they're playing, so hopefully with the pause, with the 30-second delay, we'll be back. Says it's fixed. We are ready. They are both ready. Looks like the players, the way the mouse are clicking, are pretty much back under action, so the pause will be resumed in a moment. There we go. 5-second countdown, and we are going to be back underway. Evil Geniuses versus Fnatic, game 3 of the day in the Summer LCS, and game 10 actually of the Summer LCS in total. And of course, just to recap, the blue buff was just stolen away by Snoopy.
Yes, it has. And what are Fnatic going to do about this? Because EG's blue is still available, but Cyanide's really not in the vicinity to take it just yet. And I wonder if EG's going to be able to lock that down. If they can get that to Froggen really early on, he's going to be completely fine in this 1v2 lane.
Looking at Froggen's positioning, he's come across to try and keep them away. Gets that shock blast onto Cyanide there. Just a little poke. Wicked has been pressured quite heavily though by Soaz in the top lane, so he's not really in a position to try and come down and help. They have got a ward there. Snoopy's a long way off from this one. I feel this is simply going to get stolen away. Smite is available. We're going to see if Froggen can try and get the steal. He tries to go for the shock blast. Doesn't quite happen though. Not going to outsmite Cyanide.
That was so close, but so true about Cyanide. He just did not miss smites at all. And taking a look at what happened there, it was for the first blue steal we saw for Evil Geniuses, Crepo came in with Snoopy to help out, and then obviously we saw right there, and Raiden went in to help Cyanide because they can depend on their AD carries to be alone for a relatively long time. And we actually did see in the bottom lane that Xpeke flashed away from Yellow Pete at level 1, so that's going to be down for a while. And we're seeing Yellowstar kind of trying to zone out Frog in middle.
Yellow Pete's trying to put the damage on the bottom lane, and Peke actually is going to take a little bit of problems trying to keep his waves clear until he hits 6, then he starts chaining down, getting level 3 on towards that Arcano Pulse. No, that's his ulti.
I'm not quick shot, I can't help you with
Oh,
that one.
man alive. Well, you see you when you've got a computer in front of you, you can look at the name.
True.
5 minutes gone though, coming into this one, and the 2v1 in the bottom lane seems to be working out well. Jace is going to have problems clearing out. Snoopy is with that double buff. We'll see whether he's going to go looking for gank, so Cyanide was in position ready and waiting to see if anything was coming. You can see Froggen is defending off that mid lane a little bit more successful than Peke is in the bottom. I
want to mention this before we go a little bit further because it was off screen, but Froggen actually flashed in lane. He was on the edge of an Aqua Prison, he flashed but still got hit by it, but now it's on cooldown, so I don't know if he was expecting Cyanide to be in the vicinity after taking the blue buff, but that's going to be down, and that's a really huge summoner for him to be gone.
Yeah, it's a long cooldown to be down in that mid lane, and that's probably why he's been a little bit more defensive now. He's just going to clear out those waves. Yellow start taking a tower hit. That's a little bit too close. We do see actually N-Rated heading down to the bottom. We've seen whether he's going to create a play. No, he's just simply going to ward up the Dragon. Wicked, meanwhile, in his top lane, he has fell behind a little bit on Soaz in terms of CF. He's half the hit points down as well. Soaz is about to go back and buy though. I don't think Wicked may well let him. Yes, he will. He's just going to back off. And Snoopy clearing out those wraiths may well come around and help out Froggen for a little bit in this mid lane to try and take that turret.
He hasn't really been really present just yet. He's been more about farming up, as you can see in the lead that he currently has against Cyanide. He needs to make his presence known a little bit here. The only lane he's really had the opportunity of ganking. Oh, here comes the clapping for ward kills.
Oh god.
But he hasn't really been able to make any ganks happen just yet. But then again, mid lane's the only thing he can really go towards at this point, and it's mid lane. Like, it's the shortest lane out of all three, so they're easy to be able to escape.
The thing with the ward lane clapping when they take a ward down, it's kind of a sign that the game's a little bit boring right now, which is when the claps come out. That's where the origination came from WE versus CLG. It was when the game was a little bit slow at the time. And hopefully it's not going to be that way. It has been some fairly defensive games, not been too many high kill games, apart from the very first game that you guys all missed because you were in sleep.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's the first week of the season. No team wants to show anything that they don't necessarily need to, and they want to get those wins under their belt, like the wins that they should be able to get when they're coming off of, a little bit of a break and then all that intense training. So I can understand that a little bit.
Well, Peke is being pretty well harassed in his bottom lane. He's got almost half the CS of Froggen right now. Froggen's just gone back to buy. We'll see whether that works in Peke's favor. You can see the fact that he went with that Cloth 5. He was expected to go in this 2v1 lane, but he's struggling for mana right now.
Well, the difference is, like, there's a huge CS discrepancy, but that's due to Yellowstar and N-Rated pushing the lane constantly in middle, and Froggen just farming the turret. As you see right now, Sonic going for a gank on Crepo, but the perfect Howling Gale comes out, knocks him out.
Beautiful combo. Crepo throws out that Howling Gale, almost like a leaf play there. Thresh just quickly interrupts it, stops him getting knocked up, and effectively saves his life.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. Jarvan's really scared to go up against, but because, Yellowstar and Rated have been pushing middle, Froggen's been able to farm under turret, but you're seeing right now, Peke, he's just being zoned. So he's not able to get this far.
He's still trying to keep the pressure on towards Peke rather than actually looking for that CS. Cyanide is still there to help him out, keeping that lane pushed. You can see now he's just 30 CS compared to 51 of Froggen. Froggen now with that tier of the Goddess, he's just going to keep on farming in the mid lane, and they may have to deal with this problem. Top lane, of course, is still very even between them, 53 to 61. Just that couple of CS, 10 to CS difference Soaz has been keeping so far, but where is Wicked going? He's looking like he's going to take a venture down and towards this bottom lane. They may well be leaping through from the Wraiths on towards Yellow Star, already low, he's down to half health. There he comes, gets the bounce on towards him, the exhaust goes in. Froggen's going to try beam them, the Aqua Prison comes on towards him. It's Wicked that's tanking up the turret though, so Froggen not getting targeted. Ace in the hole will come out, will force him back. And both Evil Genius's members are forced to back away.
Awesome job by Wicked right there to tank that turret to make sure Froggen could escape. And before that gank actually happened, we saw Snoopy go bottom. He threw his ultimate out to lock down Xpeke. It fortunately missed, but we do see Jarvan going in on Snoopy.
Cyanide's gone in there, but he's only going to be 3v1. He's trying to actually bait the team out. Is it going to be enough though? Howling Gale does interrupt them. N-rated was coming down to support. Soaz is in the mid lane as well. They have that ward in the tri-bush, and the rest of Evil Genius is forced to back away from this one. Ooh, Soaz is thinking of going in towards it. Went in for Froggen, uses his ultimate, goes flashing for it. Can he get a damage down? Or will they be able to turn it back around? They do! And Froggen gets the kill, but he gets taken down eventually by Soaz. But now we're seeing Chain of Corruption landing. N-rated, the Howling Gale's going to come through. There's Wicked, he gets one, he gets two. Can they take the dragon? Crepo's tanking the dragon. They turn around, they do get it. Would you believe it? Evil Geniuses get a 4-for-1 and the dragon. That just catapults their goal into a 3k lead.
That was ridiculously explosive right there. Just the chain of events. You saw Froggen pick up that kill because Wicked came in on Zac to knock him up and really provide that backup. And then, of course, the Dragon, ELP hitting that level 6, the Chain of Corruption, knocking them down. And Cyanide was just so low from taking it the entire time. Just so well played by EG. And 3,000 gold lead at 10 minutes is not bad.
That is not bad at all. Snoopy just taking his blue buff. He's going to give it across to Froggen. Froggen on his way back up there. Now with that Brutalizer on as well. One kill, 2 assists is going to cause problems. Honestly, I feel that the gamble for Fnatic, the fact that they do that 2v1 in the mid lane, is kind of backfired on them because Froggen doesn't seem to have any issues there anymore.
Yeah, I'd have to agree a little bit on that one too. But luckily, Yellow Star does have a little bit of a CS lead over Yellow Pete, though. When he has a kill and 2 assists, it's not really that big in the end. But EG, they're going for a push on this turret here, and Wicked being very aggressive.
Very aggressive. He's not happy, too worried about Yellow Star keeping the pressure on him. Snoopy's going to come around as well, and they're going to just keep that damage down on the turret until that minion wave does get cleared out. It's forced Peke up there as well. He's had to come on to try and defend it, and that's actually freed up the bottom lane, because now we're going to have Yellow Pete and Crepo pushing a completely empty lane on a tower that they've already put a lot of damage down on.
And they're forcing Fnatic to be reactive, because they just scooped up middle, started to push it, but now Wicked left, went back top lane, but there's no bot lane right now for Fnatic, and they're able to really just control the pace of the game as he's going to get some damage onto Crepo, but that's not really the damage you need at this point. He does have a tier, obviously, hasn't bought any AP items, so he's looking for the long game, or the late game here.
Crepo happy to put the damage down onto the turret now. They want to start feeling they've got the advantage. They want to press the game. Evil Geniuses, of course, a very experienced team. Season 2 was really where they shined. Pink Ward actually on the blue buff, and they're going to try and keep that alive. I don't think Snoopy's going to be able to get that one. They've not really got the vision of where the rest of Fnatic are. They know that Soaz is top, but they don't know where the other 4 members are just yet. Yeah,
there's no point blowing this lead right now that they currently have, but he's still sticking around. He still wants to go for something here. He's been going bottom lane to go for Xpeke. He does have plans to get away, though.
He's gone in towards that ward. Snoopy does just force him away, and that will be the turret picked up, the first one of the game for Evil Geniuses. It did force 4 members of Fnatic just to come around to defend that blue buff.
And in the meantime, Soaz had to back top lane, so Wick was up there free farming a little bit in terms of catching up as he's currently down a decent amount of CS, but he's going to get some damage on that turret, and Froggen, back in mid lane is really going to be a huge problem for Fnatic here as he's doing very well in CS, and he also has that first blood and 2 assists under his belt.
My word! N-rated nearly got removed with a single shockwave there through that acceleration gate. Froggen just showing, I've got a lot of damage. You might want to be a little bit careful of me. Wicked actually came around to see if he could get on towards him, seeing if he could bounce onto his head. Has got that let's bounce available right now. Instead, it is going to be EG. Soaz is going to find Wicked, and that may well turn the team there. And look at the damage he's been able to put down on Soaz. Uses let's bounce, prevents him from getting away from this one. Has to turn his own for a shock blast. Comes in from Froggen, and Wicked picks up the kill with ease.
And Evil Geniuses, they're playing like such a different team from yesterday. They're playing so well together. They've just been doing a phenomenal job in just assisting each other as well, and right now they're in the lead for this game. They're in control of it, and that poke they have with the bars, Q, the Jay's shot blast is just insane right now, and that might be the second turn of the game going down.
The second turn of the game is going to go down with ease here, honestly. No doubt about that. Evil Genius is in a commanding lead here. 4,500 gold currently. Just 12.5 minutes gone over Fnatic.
And one thing I love about EG's comp is that because they have so much CC, they force 2 members of Fnatic to go cleanse. So they don't really have those offensive summoners. The only Ignite is on Soaz, and then you have 1 Exhaust on Unrated, who really won't be in position to hit any, or to hit at least Yellow Pete or Froggen. So Evil Geniuses, I'd say they have the late game now, just in terms of how far they are ahead and what summoners are available for Fnatic.
I thought they may well have found the mid turret slightly exposed, but Froggen is not going to allow it, quickly cuts them off. Yellowstar had built up a bit of a CS lead over Yellow Pete, but Yellow Pete's getting a lot of free farm down that bottom lane at the moment. Went the Bilgewater Cutlass going towards that play to the Rune Kick. Yellowstar pulling damage down onto Froggen there, just keeping him out of lane. Snoopy is there to protect it though. Did go for that BF sword Yellowstar on that last back, so he is going to have a lot of damage now to start putting down on them.
And it's really interesting to see is that you mentioned Yellow Pete was just bot lane pushing himself as we see Snoopy going in on Yellowstar a little bit. Does actually some pretty good damage to him, to be honest. But Yellow Pete's able to do that because look what Xpeke has. He doesn't have really any AP just yet. He has a Secret's Arm Guard and that tier, so he's able to 1v1 him because he can't be one combo bursted. And then with the aggression that the rest of his team's putting down, you're not going to see Cyanide come in for a gank.
What we have seen in the past, though, with Xerath, anything we've learned is that once he gets to a certain level, he can keep those waves clear, no problem. Sharu proved it in the promo series for this summer split with Meet Your Makers, had no problems defending against Dragonborns.
He actually got banned out against them.
Not against Dragonborns, was it? It was
yes.
Dragonborns.
And he got banned out against them in the next game because they're like, wow, we don't want to fight this ever again, kind of thing. But, you know, EG, they've been doing a great job of really just taking away that blue buff as much as possible and really trying to control that. And if they keep doing that, they're really going to hurt Xpeke quite a bit in terms of that cooldown reduction to clear the waves.
So Greppo with that Oracle early on here, Oracle as well, clearing out those wards. Starting to take control of the map, starting to go a little bit more aggressive with those wards, a little bit deeper.
That's a very early Oracle, especially from Greppo, when he was the man that said to us, yeah, 20 minutes Oracle, that's about right. That's where you usually go for it. And sitting here at 14 and a half, 15 minutes to pick it up, it shows EG's aggression. They want to make some plays happen.
Well, look at him. He's already got the Ruby Sightstone and the Philo Stone, so he's got his items. Doesn't need the boots because he's Janna. He's got that passive that helps him move around the map a little bit quicker. This is all building towards the bottom lane getting shoved in here. Varus of Yellow Pete was shoving around there. They may catch on towards that rated, and look at that! Just decimated by Froggen. Literally took the hammer to the face.
That was just so devastating. And that's kind of, I guess, the downside of Nami. You have so much CC, you have so much mobility, but if you get caught like that against Froggen on his Jace, he's going to blow you up. And Evil Geniuses, they're going to go for Dragon here. This will be the first one of the game, and that's just an easy Dragon.
That's an easy Dragon, and that's simply what you got. And all he wanted to do was come down and put the ward there. That's all the coverage was for. But simply that is just going to keep that gold lead stretching a little bit more. 5.7 thousand gold lead for Evil Geniuses here.
And that's actually the snowball effect that comes out of that Oracle that we saw to Greppo. Because of that Oracle, they knew there was no wards there, Frog was able to pick up that kill with ease, and then they turned it into a Dragon. So they profited so much from that.
Oh, this is going to be Snoopy catching on towards Peke. Peke already low, dashes in towards him, gets the ultimate down, that's just going to snipe him out. Yellow Pete picks up the kill. The exhaust goes down. Can they turn anything around from this one? Fnatic can't go too deep. Oh no, they're going to throw the wave out, but look what's coming behind them. It's going to be Froggen and Greppo getting straight in there, and immediately they're going to put the damage down. That's going to pierce an arrow, and Rate is going to be the target. Can they get on towards him? Yes, they can. Hail of arrows from Yellow Pete, what chase it up, and that is another 2 kills for Evil Geniuses.
And we have to keep in mind that in this series, these two teams have played during the spring split. Fnatic was up 3-1 in this, so EG, you can tell they want this. They want this for pride, not just for their first one of the season. They're going to take this tier 2 turret, and honestly, at 16, 17 minutes in, with the team comp they have, the levels they have, they can just push up. I mean, look at Xpeke, she doesn't have 11 yet.
I mean, that's the inner turret taken down. The top turret's about to go down as Wicked. That's just going to snowball. The experience, the gold, everything is pushing heavily in Evil Genius' favor. And there's the blue buff spawn. They're going to take that away from Peke as well. And that is vital for Xerath as well. He really needs those cooldowns. Oh, Froggen nearly walking straight in towards Soaz there and Cyanide.
But
instead they're going to come around straight on towards him. Chain of Corruption. Soaz tries to pop his ultimate. It's not going to keep him alive though. There's the Cataclysm coming out. Tries to lock up the team, but Froggen's putting the damage down the Ignite. And there's the Shock Blast coming back around. Now Yellowstar comes in. He turns around. Xerath finally picking up a kill there. Peke, can he get a second? No, because the Howling Gale from Greppo. But look at Froggen. He wants to get the snipe on towards Enraging. No, he backed away, turned around. He's still going to pursue this one. He's going to be able to back off. I think instead Yellow Pete is in trouble. Greppo's trying to flash away from this one. Yellowstar will be able to pursue. Has he died?
Second time.
Is it long enough? No! Ace comes out. He hasn't got the 10-second time moment though, so he will go down to Yellow Star eventually.
Oh my god, Crepo, what was
Wait a minute,
that?
what is Yellow Pete doing against Peke? Peke is going to get caught out here. Peke is going to get sniped. I think Pete might have enough basic attack damage to do this. Frog is going to come around the side. The shockwave will come in. Will it land in time? He's going to turn it around. The stun comes in. No, he missed it. He missed it. Yellow Star comes in. Now he's going to pursue. He's going to get towards Frog, and Frog is in trouble. The acceleration goes. It's not enough. It's not enough for him, and this is a back and forward action game. But Fnatic do manage to clean up and pick up a couple of kills.
Froggen didn't miss that shock blast. It was a sign. It was a message to him. Like, I could have killed you if I wanted to, but I let you go on this one. But still, yeah, just so much action going back and forth. And Fnatic, they really kind of got a foothold back in the game a little bit with those couple of pickups. But, you know, 18 minutes in, look at the goal difference. 7,000 at this point. EvilGenius is playing like a completely different team.
Top lane, Wicked going aggressive on Soaz, uses the Let's Bounce, and Soaz is going to try and get away from this one. I'm not too sure he's got enough. Flashes away, Wicked is going to be able to jump towards him. I don't think he's going to be able to close the gap enough, gets the slowdown. Wicked, you're going to have to charge and jump for this one. Snoopy is coming around the other side of the turret as well. He's going to collapse around. There's the ultimate thrown out. Wicked picks up another kill.
I think he just showed him which ice is stronger. The centralized ulti right there. But yeah, EG, like, look at how they're playing. They're playing so well together in terms of, you know, calls going down, in terms of making the plays together. It's just, it's awesome to see. It really is. They've made this game exciting.
They made the game entertaining, that's for damn sure. 10-4 in kills, and well, the gold lead very much in favor of EvilGenius with a 4-1 turrets down, and of course the dragon that they did pick up. We have some heavy feedback coming from next door, but don't worry about that, because you guys on stream won't be too affected by it as I say that.
It gets louder.
It gets louder. Maybe it's my voice. Maybe he just doesn't like me. The voice of God. Who knows? So anyway, while this is all happening, Peke actually has been farming quite well. He's managed to keep himself in this a little bit, and he's actually caught a lot of ground on Froggen. He was way behind in terms of CS, as has Yellow Star. Yellow Star's actually stretched the lead on Pete as well. So, Fnatic are not down and out just yet. They're starting to claw the way back into this one.
He has been farming, but look at the items across the game so far. You have so many completed items over on the side for EvilGenius and not much over for Fnatic. The only big ticket item that they have is that Infinity Edge over on the Yellow Star. Look at the other side of that. You have a Blade of the Rune King on Yellow Pete. You have a Last Whisper and a Mana Immune on Froggen right now, even with a Brutalizer on top of that. And the whole story just between the two junglers. You know, Cyanid's been left with the Elder Lizard, Ancient Lizard, there we go. Elder Lizard, that's right the first time. The Elder Lizard and Murktreads, that's it. And over to Snoopy, who is ridiculously tanky right now.
Tanky indeed, but look at this. Peke's just getting all that free farm in the bottom. Crepo and Snoopy pushing up the mid wave. The rest of EvilGenius are starting to stack up in that mid, and Fnatic need to be reactive to this one. They need to start getting in position. There's 3 of them on the top lane. They're a long way away from this one. The Shock Blast comes in, actually charges on towards Cyanide, tries to put the damage down on him. Froggen quickly getting the damage on towards that inner turret, and they may well be able to take this down. Wicked there, just a quick wild bit of camera work. Thanks, Panky, you're trying to keep us on our toes. And he is going to see if he can cut off the rest of Fnatic who were coming down there. Peke tries to leash himself down, but that Shock Blast catches on towards him.
This is big though. The Mirror Mana is finished up for Froggen. It like just ticked over, and they might go for a hard engage here. Snoopy has the ultimate available, and they probably can win this fight if they want to go for it, though. They're playing safe because they don't want to lose this game. They don't want to lose that lead they have. But I really think you might see an engage coming soon.
And there's the Shock Blast. Look how much damage. He's taking half the hit points off Enrated. A singular Shock Blast. Peke is going to try and leash himself. He's trying his best to keep those waves clear. This is what we talked about with Zera. He does have very good wave clear. So as he's waiting, biding his moment to try and get in and land that perfect ultimate, and it will have to be the perfect ultimate. They are continually being poked down. The turret is slowly dropping. Peke is going to come along the side, and they will keep those waves cleared and defend the turret just a little bit longer, but the poke, it can just keep going. The sustain that they have now is going to be enough to just keep Fnatic on their toes for a long time.
Yeah, and think about it. They're slowly getting the turret, and Fnatic's not getting farm anywhere else. The only person that's really getting it is Xpeke. So they're funneling the money income from Fnatic to strictly him, and they're not allowing Yellow Star to go farm. They're not allowing Soaz to do it because he knows if they leave the lane, EG's going to engage, and Fnac's going to lose that fight.
Even Cyanide is losing a lot of hit points. Wicked was charged up, ready to pounce in there. Oh my word, the shockwave on towards Enrated. Shock Blast. That's going to be the ultimate coming out from Peke on towards Wicked. The turret does go down, and EvilGenius is instantly disengaged.
Didn't Enrated just get back from healing? And they got hit with like 1 Shock Blast and got pushed out again, and that's the damage on Froggen with that Mirror Mana. They're going to take blue buff away yet again and really keep Xpeke down. They're going to transition off that tier 2 turret to go take Dragon. So they're just so spot on with all their timings, with all their calls as well.
So as has gone in the top lane, he's desperately trying to get that Rabadon death cap completed. He's going to keep pushing, and actually, he may be able to get up and take that turret tell a life because Wicked is instantly going up there to react to this one and defend it. Evil Geniuses across the map, causing problems. They're going to shove on that bottom lane. They've actually pinned on towards the inhibitor turret and say, this is our next target.
Why not? I mean, just considering how far ahead they are currently. There is no Oracle on rated right now, but we just see Wicked doing some insane damage.
Let's Bounce kicking around there. He's got that Abyssal Scepter as well. He's got the damage. He's got the hit points. Soaz tries to get away from this one. Yellowstar was coming to block him off, but look at Snoopy. He's coming around the back. He's got his ultimate available. Yellowstar, beware. And Race is not going to be able to help you here. He's got a ball coming straight at you. Cyanide comes in to try and protect him, throws out that ultimate to defend there. Froggen is coming back up. They do not want to lose that turret.
And you saw those 4 people trying to push that top lane, and they weren't able to do any damage to the turret. Snoopy with great positioning, with a lack of wards down around the map for Fnatic, which honestly isn't really their fault. They haven't been fighting outside their half of the map anyways, or even past their tier 2 turrets. But Evil Genius is doing a great job here, and I really want to see, are they going to transition maybe into a Baron, or just go for some more pushing here? Because they did such a great job of it already at middle.
So as it stands, we do see Evil Geniuses with a commanding lead. 8,000 gold, 10-4 in kills, 5-1 in turrets, and the ward placement around the Baron starts. And Crepo, well, with that Oracle, he will spot out that Baron ward. Of course, take it down, manages to just pop it over the Tribush. And now Evil Genius is in full position to try and battle for Baron. I'm not too sure whether Fnatic, they need the perfect engage for this one to get in there. Peke has to go back, he's got no mana.
Keep in mind, if they go for Baron, Cyanide is pretty much like the best stealer of dragons, of Barons, of anything that he can possibly smite. So it'd be a really risky move, but
oh no, Cyanide is going to come around, straight away bounce in. Howling Gale does manage to try and pull himself away, and has pulled himself to safety. But now the rest of Evil Genius is coming around the side there. Shock Blast on towards Yellowstar. They're trying to keep him away. They are actually going to use the ultimate. They are kind of forced on towards Snoopy. Backs away, Shock Blast once again. Lands onto Fnatic. They save the turret, but just for how long? The next wave's going to come in, and it's going to go down.
Yeah, not long at all. Because the damage they did to Cyanide, they forced him to go heal up. They get another turret under their belts, up 6-1 right now, Demon, 25 minutes in. And their items are just getting further and further ahead of Fnatic. We have the Infinity Edge done for Yellow Pete. He's already 3-0-3 in this game with almost 200 farm, and Evil Genius it's pretty much up to them to lose this game at this point.
Yeah, Evil Genius is in full control, clearing out that bottom wave. Snoopy's just going to keep the waves pushing. They want to keep all 3 lanes continuing to flow in towards Fnatic's base and just keep them guessing where exactly going to go. That is all of the inner turrets down now, so inhibitor turrets will be next. And just look at that, every time the Shock Blast lands, it's like a Nidalee spear right to the face.
Yeah, that's the danger of Jace. That's why you saw him pretty much 100% picked or banned so far in EULCS, because of that poke damage that you can do. And really, teams really don't like to deal with that anymore. Not to mention just the burst you do from your hammer form as well. But Fnatic, they're on the back foot here. I know they know what. That didn't make sense. They know what they have to do here, but they just haven't been able to execute it just yet.
You know what? That piercing arrow is doing a lot of damage as well. The fact that the Infinity Edge is now completed, along with that Blade of the Rune King for Yellow Pete, it's causing problems. The wards continue to drop here for Evil Geniuses. Love to have a ward counter on here eventually. One day that may happen. As it stands, everybody going back to buy. Let's take a quick recap of the items. The Zhonya's Hourglass still not quite complete by Peke. That's such an important item. He needs to get that on him as soon as possible. But just look at Frog, and like you say, the Manamune, the Last Whisper, the Hexdrinker and Brutalize. There's so much armor penetration, and now Snoopy and Yellow Pete, they're starting off the Baron.
And Wicked's doing a really smart play. Wicked and Frog, and knowing that Yellow Pete's too big a 2-man, they're just going to be zoning here quite well. And they're going to force Fnatic to pretty much face check every bush because they have no wards down.
Not too sure they've quite had enough damage in there yet, actually. They need Froggen to join the party to try and get on towards this Baron. But Evil Geniuses, that's a Monsoon being used. They really don't want to get Cyanide anywhere near it. He's not going to be able to get the steal in. He tries to flash away, but Crepo comes around. He gets taken down by Soaz. And wow, Evil Geniuses are taken very, very low there. But they do manage to get the kill and back away. The Shock Blast still coming out. Froggen is looking, hunting for blood. The rest of Evil Geniuses now with that regeneration from the Baron, I think they're going to back away from this one. Froggen's going to keep the pressure on though.
Really smart play by Crepo there, if you notice. He actually monsooned Cyanide away from the Baron pit, saying, no, you're not going to get in here. He even used the Howling Gale. Cyanide got in just a split second too late. So if you think what would have happened if Crepo didn't do that, it could have been very bad. Shock Blast unfortunately just missing, but still, Evil Geniuses, they're going to be pushed to the middle inhibitor turret, and this is theirs to take.
Yeah, Froggen just completely zoning them out with those Shock Blasts. I'll tell you what, you got to be careful if you get close, Yellow Star, because you will feel the wrath of Froggen's hammer. And the Infinity Edge now is doing so much damage from Yellow Pete. He's just absolutely dropping everything. Yellow Pete just takes down those inhibitors, no problem.
Wait, there was a Caitlyn there?
Somewhere.
Not for long, I guess. That was just ridiculous. Froggen has already done that, obviously, to end rated, but that just shows if they ever close in on Yellow Star, they're going to blow him up. And blue buff yet again being taken away. I don't think Xpeke's had one blue this entire game.
I don't think he's been allowed to. Oh, they haven't quite got the timing on that one, guys. Slightly miscalculated. Everybody jumps in. Where is this dragon? Not there. I'm going to back away.
Like, Crepo, please, come on. You had one job, Crepo. Time the dragon.
I'm pretty sure it's Snoopy's job.
Yeah. But anyways, you do see more items picked up here. Last Whisper now done for Yellow Pete. Spirit Visage done for Wicked. And the thing is, not a lot of major items have been completed for Fnatic's side in the past 10-15 minutes.
The goal difference between Froggen and Peke is enormous. 4.3k just between the two mid laners.
And you see that reflected in items completely. Like, we don't have one major item completed for Xpeke. All we really have is that Death Cap, the IE, and the Phantom Nest are done for their entire side, where EG's like working on their third, fourth item right now. And pretty much with that middle inhibitor down, Evil Geniuses can just siege away. They can split push and just wait for those super minions to push into the base and then just kind of go from there. But Dragon taken down yet again for Evil Geniuses, and it looks like the play is going to be bottom.
Still a long time on this Baron as well. Remember, they're just going to push in towards the bottom inhibitor. They're going to have the siege minions, so super minions going up that mid lane, which Soaz is trying to clear out. But the rest of Evil Geniuses, they're following up this tank minion. They're going to try and push in towards this turret. But Fnatic are ready and waiting. They have a ward placement there. Soaz just off the side at the moment. I think he's quite happy to sit in those traps. And every time you see him leash down, you can see, look at that. Just a couple of shots. Cyanide goes in aggressive, actually gets caught out, takes a lot more damage than he's able to dish out. Wicked's going to go in, hasn't used Let's Bounce because Soaz managed to catch him. Now Let's Bounce goes down. Peke taking incredibly low, tries to turn the damage back around, and look at that. Vara Cyanide is also going to go in. Cataclysm, not enough damage. There's going to be the Monsoon coming out. Crepo's going to heal up everyone in Evil Geniuses, and they do take 2 for 0, and the inhibitor turret goes down. They can follow the super minions straight onto the Nexus here.
And this has just been a perfectly well executed game by Evil Geniuses the entire time. It looks like they will go for the Nexus turrets, and they should be able to close out this game.
They will do. The Nexus turret's going down. Soaz is going to get caught out. He's going to try and do what he can, but they're just keeping them down, down, down. Froggen's going to poke back. Shock Blast goes in. The hammer gets dropped on towards Yellow Star. That's going to be another Nexus turret going down. Froggen's tanking that one up, and the Nexus will follow. And Fnatic take their first defeat this game, and it's going to be 2-1 for them. And Evil Geniuses go neck and neck, 2-1, as they defeated Gambit earlier on yesterday. They now take down Fnatic, the season summer split